Hi, YouTube. As you can see per title below, I did fail my Nclex the first time around. I'm happy to say that I am a registered nurse today, and I've been a nurse for the last I've been technically a registered nurse for the last 5 months, and I've been in my residency now for 3 months, going on 4 months. And I'm just very thrilled and happy that I stuck with it. And I just wanted to come to you guys today to hopefully be an inspiration to the next fellow nurse on the way up, and just to tell you that it is not end, your journey is not over, and it's not impossible for you to keep moving forward. Just a little background on myself. I'm 25. I graduated in May of 2017 from Chamberlain University, which is an accelerated BSN program. So the entire program, if you take it from start to finish with no prereqs or anything crossing over, is a 3-year program all year round. And I graduated in May due to some scheduling issues. Like, we have ATI, we take our last semester of school. So due to ATI, I was not cleared to take my exam until July of 2015. I'm sorry, 2017. I don't know where I got 2015 from. But 3 months later, upon graduation, which I feel hindered me in passing my Nclex the first time around, because I was very stressed. I was very worried because, all throughout school, per fellow classmates and just from my research on the internet, I've always been told that it's best to take your Nclex 3 weeks out of school. That way the information is still fresh in your mind and you're still in that mindset of test mode, and you just have a higher chance of passing. So now I was coming up on 3 months of not being able to take my Nclex, and I was just very stressed, and I just wanted to get it over with. And unfortunately, things didn't go as planned, but I do believe, in hindsight now, looking back, that everyone's journey is already designed for them. And I'm glad that I didn't pass my Nclex the first time around, because I was actually able to get into a different hospital with a great residency program, and I finally feel like I'm where I'm meant to be, if that makes any sense. So you guys out there, don't feel discouraged. Don't feel defeated. You can do this and you can pass. My first time around on the Nclex, I used ATI training as well as UWorld. I tried to do 75 questions a day. I would review the questions and the rationales, and that's pretty much all I did for the first time around. And when I took, UWorld has 2 practice tests, depending on how much you pay or which application you choose. It has 2 practice tests at the end, and it's a predictor to tell you your predictability of passing the Nclex when you take it. And both of my tests came out a high predictability of passing my Nclex. And clearly that wasn't true. But not to diss UWorld, because I think it is a fabulous application. I did use it my second time around as well. But I think it is more so your mindset and being mentally prepared to sit down for this exam. And I say that because you have to be prepared. I was so prepared and so dead set on 75 questions and done. I just knew I knew the information, and I knew I would kill it. And so when I started taking my questions, and once I hit 76 and the screen didn't shut off, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just totally went into a panic mode. And then for the rest of the exam, I'm panicking, and then I get to 100, and then I get to 150, and then I get to 200, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this exam is not cutting off. Like, I'm not getting high enough. I'm not doing well. So I really think the Nclex is a mind thing. But I will tell you guys that the second time around, when I studied, I actually took maybe a couple weeks off from studying. So I took my exam July 15th. I didn't pass. I found out with my quick results. Actually, I did the Nclex trick where you go back in, you try to pay for the exam again, and the good pop-up is when it says you've already registered or something like that for this exam, but mine didn't do that. So I automatically was like, oh my gosh, I didn't pass. So once I got paid for my $7 for my quick results, I later find out that in fact I did fail. And it took me a solid 2 weeks off. Like, I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't say anything. I was just so discouraged and just so upset and just totally defeated. And I took off 2 weeks. I didn't look at a book. I didn't want to see a question. I didn't want to think about a question. Nobody even asked me any questions. How are you doing today? I don't want to hear it. Like, it was serious. But once I got my mind right and I relaxed and I processed everything, I went back and extended my UWorld. And as well, I also purchased Lippincott, which I'll drop below. I think that was seriously a major game changer for me. The Lippincott, it's Priority, Delegation, and Supervision. It's an amazing book, and it just teaches you to prioritize. And in my opinion, Nclex is all about priority, but based on that particular scenario. So that really helped me my second time around. And also, when I did UWorld, I wasn't as focused on I gotta complete 75 questions in a day or I gotta do 100 questions a day. I would literally do 25 questions, and if I failed, I would go through each question. I would really focus on the rationale. I would do research on that question and then move on to the next. I'll also drop below. It's a wonderful girl on YouTube. I think it's just New Nurse or something. I'll drop her name below, but she has great videos on so many topics, and she breaks down all of these topics like glomerular nephritis. Like, she breaks it down. She has tips on the major parts that has to deal with that topic, as well as a practice quiz for each topic. And she helped me tremendously. Like, she was awesome. So just a quick message to you guys: when you're retaking the exam, really focus on your weak points. If you know that leadership you're strong in, if you know that communication you're strong in, don't review those topics again. But if you had problems with fundamentals, or if you had problems with priority or delegation, then focus on those, because you know what you know, if that makes sense. So we need to figure out what you don't know, so therefore your knowledge is better than it was the first time around. So I'll drop my tools below, and hopefully you guys will see me posting more videos. I really want to share my experience, because I think that it would have helped me along the way if I had somebody who was going through the same things I was going through. I could have dealt with them a lot better. But I hope to share my journey of becoming a new nurse. I'm in a med-surg residency. I just did a match. My residency does 3 months of viewing different med-surg units, from critical to, no, I'm sorry, not critical care, but critical as in surgical trauma units, to cardiac heart units, all the way to psych units. Is actually very cool, and I've decided to go for cardiac. And it's kind of funny, because I've always hated cardiac throughout school, and I really hated the heart. But being on that unit, I just loved the culture, loved the staff, and felt like that was where I was striving, I should say. Or not striving, but I was excelling. So again, thank you for watching this. If you have any questions or need any more information, just hit me in the comments or message me below, and I'll see you guys later. My next video will be on the residency and choosing a specialty. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.